Hi there, welcome to the unboxing of Nemesis. So this is a game I've been looking forward to for a very long time. It backed sort of the beginning of the year, I think it was March or April. The aliens in it look very much like the aliens from one of my favourite films of all time, which is Alien. And I like the look of the gameplay and all that kind of stuff. I love good miniatures, which is what I hope we're going to see in here. So let's have a look to see what we've got. So I opened this earlier just to kind of make sure there was no damage. And the first thing that we see is Kickstarter bonus content for Nemesis. So let's have a look in here to look at the stuff we get. On the back, it's got a coming soon advertisement for Tainted Grail, which I believe launches almost imminently. It's going to be out very soon. So let's have a look to see what we've got in here. So, ooh, lots of stuff. Lots of lovely stuff. It's empty. So, we have a punch board. A punch board. Not sure what that's for, but it has a Nemesis on there, so it's a punch board for the game. We have got a comic book, Untold Stories 1. And I get the feeling that this is no normal comic book. I think it must be linked with the tokens that we've received. So lots of nice artwork gone in here. Cooperative campaign, excellent. General rules, mission 1. Oh, I love it. I love it. So this is like a campaign book. It's good quality as well. Very good. Wow. So I'm not going to ruin that for myself, but I am very pleased with that. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We have got an envelope. Let's have a look at that in a minute. Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon art book. Let's have a little butchers at this quickly. Feel free to skip ahead you just want to get into the game. But yeah, it's pretty standard art book, but it looks brilliant. Very nice art in here. Great stuff. I shall have a good look at that later. Lovely. So next up, we've got a deck of cards from the upcoming game Etherfields. I think I've had this already with my pledge for the Edge Dawnfall. So just to give you a brief look at these, the artwork is smashing on these, and I'm checking now more than anything to make sure that it is the same artwork. Okay, yeah, I've seen that before. I will quickly run through these for you. Okay. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jack. Queen. King. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jack. Queen. King. Nice. Like that. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jack. Queen. King. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jack. Nasty. Queen. King. Then I assume we've got some jokers in the pack, and we've got, and I like these, these are some kind of renders or visualization of what they expect the miniatures to look like associated with these, and they are pretty incredible, to be honest. If they can get this detail onto a miniature, these will be fantastic indeed. So anyway, that was the Etherfields cards unboxing. So okay, let's get on. Oh wait a minute, we've got one more thing. Envelope, which has got a letter from Awakened Realms and a metal coin, which is from Tainted Grail, which is nice. I will quickly scan through the letter to see if there's anything in here that's interesting to you guys.
This is a thank you. So it's very special for them because they must love the game so far. Blah, 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 blah.
If you're reading this letter, it means you have opened our surprise box. It contains additional content that comes on top of all the unlocked stretch goals that are being delivered later, which we would give to you as a special thank you. You will find here Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon art book, a Tainted Grail metal coin, Etherfields playing card deck, Untold Stories #1, an 80-page long Nemesis co-op campaign storybook. We unlocked 20 pages in Kickstarter campaign and decided to go for the whole experience and create an epic co-op adventure with amazing art and story. This comes in addition to the add-on comic, which will arrive with the stretch goals. Brilliant, thank you very much, Awakened Realms. We deeply hope that you will enjoy these gifts. Blah, 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 blah. Important note, while we have prepared the packaging. Alright, so this is to do with damages, stuff missing, all that sort of stuff, which is very good of them. I like this. I like getting a little letter with your backed information. A little bit of... Did anyone else look at the comments in Kickstarter and say, how do I do this? How do I do that? Who do I contact about this? Blah, 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 blah. Even though it's mentioned all the time. Right, so on to the thing that everyone is here to see. So apologies, it took a while to get through that first part of the unboxing, but we shall race ahead now. Oh, this is a pig to get out of the box. Right, lovely. Quick check. There are no damaged corners, which is excellent. So as you can see there, there's a fair portion of the box sticking out. Let's have a look in here. There we go. Okay. Look, some minor damage to the box actually. Just a little bit of creasing on the corner, but we are not worried about that. Cool. Another tight box here. Lovely jubbly. Come on, you bugger. There we go. Oh. Now that lip that was sticking out, I remember from reading on the Kickstarter page that once we've punched everything, it will fit back in properly. Right, let's go top to bottom. The rule book. Don't want to read the rules or watch the video. It's got that there. Normally there'd be a little QR code there, but they've just given us the link, which is fine. So the whole book is in English. It's quite a hefty book as well. Well, 28 pages, but these are kind of big pages, you know. Okay, so we've got elements of the game. Make sure you've got all that stuff inside. Overview, introduction, setup, more setup. Christ, this is a beast. Flow of the game, players' goals and the end of game. Then a breakdown of actions, movement and exploration tokens, More movement and explorations. Encounter and combat. Objects and items. This is a nice book, this. Nice thick pages. Everything looks really well laid out. I know there was a few problems with the translations and that. Hopefully they've been ironed out. Room sheet. Game modes. So solo and cooperative, playing as an intruder, an alternative side of the board. Finally the rules summary. So this is great. I like this. Turn sequence. Game flow and movements, actions, exploration, all this stuff's good. So far, so good. Now, what we've got here, room sheets. Basic rooms 1. Am I supposed to have 2 of these? These are all the same. I think this is just a general setup thing, so that's good. Right, okay, so bear with me a minute while I fix the camera slightly to bring us a bit closer into this box. Okay, let's take a look. So in terms of punch boards, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 punch boards. So these hexagon ones, are different areas that we're going to find on the Nemesis ship. Armory, laboratory, surgery, monitoring room, command center, storage, canteen, emergency room. Tokens for the engines. You get 3 engines in the game. And there's an intruder board there. Let's pop this out and take a closer look. Popped out nicely, no problems there. But there we go. So it's good. Intruder weaknesses. So character corpse, intruder eggs, intruder carcass, eggs in the nest. This is cool. Very nice, I like it. These are our escape pods. 1, 2, 3 and 4. More engines. Comms room, engine control room and generator. We have airlock control, fire control system, and shower room. We also have the captain, which is our Tom Hardy-esque looking figure there, and our mechanic, which looks like the Dead Space guy. We have got room covered in slime, cabins, hatch control system. We then have the scientist and the pilot, and again that looks like Robin Wright there, formerly Robin Wright pen, but that's good. What's next? Up next we have got evacuation section B, the nest, take 1 egg. Evacuation section A, we've got the scout and we've got the soldier. Right, now what's all this? These are, I know that these tokens here represent different aliens that go into the bag of enemies, so that's good. They look like corpse tokens of some kind. There's one that's blue, which may be the initial dead body at the beginning of the game, as well as lots of other gameplay tokens. We have got the first player token, which is our Space Cat, which we'll get miniatures for if you backed it in the late pledge. And then these look like doors. And then finally, what we've got here, which is this is a way, I believe. Am I doing this right? Anyway, basically, you're going to fold this up and it's going to be a way to display the board. And all I can say is if you're giving these out, expecting people to display the boards in pride of place, this game had better be bloody good. But I think it's going to be. So that's excellent. So that's all the punch boards we've been through. Next up, we've got the actual board itself, which is double-sided. I'm not going to be able to show you all of this in one hit here, but I will do my best to show you what I can. So, the idea is that on these hexes here, that's where our room hexes go. These are for our engines. There's another one just down there. We have places to put our, let's have a look. I don't know if you can see this properly, but there's places to put our escape pods and all that kind of stuff. But the board looks nice. It's also double-sided. I believe that this is the difficult side of the board, which gives us, this is our standard ones. It's like turn tracker there, which is a self-destruct for the ship, which is a important part of the gameplay. But yeah, so the board itself looks nice, looks very nice. It looks well made as well. Doesn't look like it's going to fall apart or anything on us. So that's great. Okay, now then. Here's the bit that most people want to see, probably, which is the miniatures. But if we can hold back just for a second, there's a few more important things I'd like to look at first. So this is a scanner to search for the infected, and the idea is you get contamination cards and they slot in there, and it's going to tell you if someone is infected or not. I don't know if it's infected or if they have a baby alien growing inside of them. So there's that. We have got different coloured bases for all of our players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have got some lovely red cubes. We have got some lovely these are clear tokens, which are sort of half shaped like pearls, and they are plastic, but they look very much like glass. But those look nice. We have a few standee bases there, which I believe are for our doors, and they fit very nicely, so that's cool. What else have we got before we look at miniatures? Right, okay, so we've got some of these yellow tokens. Let's see what they're for. So those look very nice. Very good. I think those might be, if you look on there, that could be something maybe to track audio or noise. I know that noise plays a great, massive role in this game, so that might be to denote maybe how much noise is in a room. We've got some of these tokens, which are for fire, and those look very cool as well. We've got some dice. So we've got some, ooh. So we've got some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-sided dice. I can't be right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-sided dice. D10s here. But they look very weirdly shaped. Okay, anyway, cool. We've got 2 of those. We've got 2 of these, so that is obviously for one of the aliens. Maybe that's a hatchling. That's for healing, and some blanks. So that's cool. very good. We've got a dice bag with Nemesis written on it. I don't think this will be used for dice. I think this will be used for the intruder tokens. We've got some more tokens which look like gear cogs. Let's look at these. It's the tiniest little bag you've ever seen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 8 of those, and they look they're pretty crappy, but they're alright. They're alright. They serve a function. That's cool. I might actually upgrade these with some actual little cogs. Okay, we've got our card holders, which are all numbered: 4, 5, 2, 1, and 3. They look great. Now, do we look at miniatures now? Let's look at miniatures at the end. Let's do those last. Wow, there's some cool stuff here. What we got card wise? And what I'll do is when I go through the models, I'll try and to give you a view of them from every angle if I can. Oh, look at that queen. She's pretty epic. Actually, do you know, I've never been a fan of the sculpt for the queen, but looking at it in there now, I'm coming round to it. Right, see if I can get this. I'm terrible at preparing for these videos, so I'm trying to fumble with this pack of cards. Finally. Right, let's have a look at these. So, we've got action cards. Loads and loads and tons of action cards. So I will give you a look at a couple of these. Search action, fast repairs, another search, rest, another search, adrenaline, covering fire, contamination. So, yes, so these are what we're going to use with our little contamination card reader. So let's just quickly test this out so you can see it. I don't know if this card is contaminated or not, but let's find out. It's actually a pain to get in there. Is he infected? No, he's not. It appears that he is not contaminated. Let's have a look through a couple more of these to see if we can find one that is. Oh shit, there's loads of them. I might have to fast forward this.
Nothing there, safe. Oh, it's like I film the thing. Safe. Oh, I hope you find one soon. Safe. I hope this doesn't take. Safe. That's 20 cards to look at here. Safe. 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 Car. Don't make me go through all of these. I just want to see what it looks like. Safe. Let's have a look at these wrong. Safe. Come on. Just want to be infected. Safe. 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 There's a lot checking these, right? Safe. Come on. Safe. Safe. I must have been checking these wrong. Have I got any more? Oh Christ, I've got loads more. I spent this much time on it, I might as well carry on. Okay, here we go.
Safe. Infected. So the last line on there says infected. Right, we got there eventually, blimey. Okay, so those are the infected cards. Back in there. So, what have we got next? I see a card there that says corporate on it. Let's work out what that means. Okay, so we've got some corporate cards. Just look like +2s and +4s to their various things. Personal cards. Plenty of those. Solo and cult cards. Intruder cards. Help cards. You are player 1. Okay. Pick captain, pick mechanic. Alright, so these are draft cards, so you can draft blind. Okay, these are cards which are related to the stretch goals. So these are all for things we haven't received yet. There's an intruder there. But yeah, these look pretty cool. Soldier. Right. We're nearly to the miniatures. Okay, so we have intruder attack cards, and they look like that. Claw attack. Character suffers 2 light wounds and gets 1 contamination card. Serious wound cards. Let's have a look at one of those. Bleeding. Each time you pass in the player phase, your character suffers 1 light wound. Event cards. So bulkheads open. Open all doors except destroyed doors. So that's what all those are. Pretty good. Next up we've got 2 types of small cards. We've got coordinates there and item cards. Let's have a look at item cards first. Right, these are, right, okay. So these appear to be medical items, medkits and such. These appear to be tools or hardware items, such as a fire extinguisher. Next up we have, right, quest items, auto loader, armor, starting items for soldier. Oh right, okay. So yeah, these are all starting items. Soldier, scout. All right, so yeah, so they've got quest items and this starting card, which is energy rifle for the scout. So each character is going to get those, which is good. We've got intruder weakness cards. Let's have a look at one of those. Vulnerability to fire is one of those, so that's cool. Okay, now we have the last deck of cards to open. And we're going to start with, we've got coordinates, crafted items, so we can craft things like a flamethrower and an antidote, weapon items, smoke grenade, self-destruct key. Ooh. What else we got? More medical items. Very good. I like it. Put that back in there. Right, okay, so I believe, unless I've done something wrong, that's everything sorted. And all we need to do now, yep, nothing in there, is look at the miniatures. So, everything in this bottom tray looks like the cooler of the stuff. So I'm going to start with the top one. Okay, so what do we have? We'll start with, let's look at our characters first. Right, so there's our, it looks like a heavy soldier. And I have to say, oh, that looks like it's been chewed by a dog. That is not, it's good. I like the legs and the back, but that's a miniature. I don't know, if you pride yourself on miniatures, that's not very good at all. Alright, I don't know if we can do anything with that one. That's a shame. Next up, this is our Scout, I believe. This is more like it, more kind of natural pose, decent definition for the most part. So that's good. Let's have a look. I think this dude is our engineer. He looks cool, very nice. I'm going to say that this is Captain, maybe. Looks quite heroic. He's quite tall, quite a lot taller than the rest. Here's our soldier, Robin Wright. So he looks good, very nice. So that is our. Oh wait a minute, one more. He looks good. I think he looks like another soldier or something. I'm not quite sure. I don't know. Scientist maybe. He's got weapons. I'm not sure. Okay, moving on. We'll look at our little dudes over here, which are our smaller aliens, hatchlings. These look pretty good. They're all standing over. You get 2 hatchlings per each one. They look alright. They look alright. I have to say, I'm not overall impressed with the miniatures just yet. Next up, we've got these little crawling dudes. This is more like it. These are starting to look a bit more like the real deal. But again, you can see where the separate molds have been done. They've been stuck together. Not all of them been done that well, but I'll probably be able to take that off and re-glue it. That's fine. Okay, now. Ho, 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 ho. This is good. This is good. I like this a lot. There you go. Lovely looking Xeno intruder. Very good. Again, some issues with the sticking and that. Nothing that can't be fixed though. Okay, so that is cool. Those are both the same sculpt, so we don't need to look at both of them. Right, let's look at our larger, more dangerous foes. Let's start with these dudes are a alternative pose from the ones we've just seen. There's no issues, I don't believe, with this miniature. Very nice. Very nice. I like it a lot. That same pose. Have a look at this fella. So the first standing pose. Very cool. Yeah, I like this. There's the those kind of terrain bases that I've been talking about, which look alright. Next is the same thing with a different pose. I can understand, if you look how slender the legs are, you can understand why they've added some terrain element to the bases to keep it strong, because this plastic isn't, you know, it's not the strongest. I don't think they do anything in ABS, which is the harder plastic. But that's incredible. Right, 2 to go. Right, so this is the second biggest threat in the game. That's amazing. I really like that. Very cool. Even the claw on it. See if we can get that to focus properly. Yeah. A very nice sculpt. I like it. And finally, our beast of a queen. And she is pretty scary. So yeah, I didn't like this. when I initially saw it, because it just looks too much like an insect, you know. Which, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm sure some people love it, but for me, I didn't like it that much. But now I've got it, I like it a lot better. So it's standing on a big nest of these hatchlings. She's holding one as well. But yeah, this looks really cool. Okay, so I've punched everything and I've put it in the box. And I've just noticed a few little bits and bobs that I want to share with you because, you know, because it's interesting to do that. So first of all, to get everything in the box, there's still a very, very small amount of overhang on the bottom there, which is fine, no problem at all. The most it's maybe 4mm, so I can live with that, no problem. And the reason for that is that you're going to suffer that if you want to keep your Untold Stories Volume 1 in there. If you take that out, it's flush with the bottom. But if you want to keep that in the box, which I do, there's going to be a slight little bit of extra space at the bottom. So, baggy, fine. All this, fine. So, our player boards go into a little insert there. Now, what I can tell you is that that is more or less flat in terms of the space between the edge of this plastic piece of the insert and the actual player board. So I think you might get one more player board in there before you run out of space, which tells me that when we get the expansions, the components aren't going to fit in the box. Unless you're willing to have more room extra at the bottom. Okay, in terms of space for tokens and that kind of stuff, not everything explicitly has a home from what I can tell. So we've got all of our engine, first player token and our escape pod tokens go in there. Red cubes, doors, these are our, I believe they're kind of exploration tokens. All of our pebble things there. Now these ones, this compartment here, which is for the aliens, I've had to put the dice in as well because there's no space everywhere else. So elsewhere we've got some more of our round tokens, so there's a sorted lot there. Fire tokens, broken machinery tokens, lava, our alien egg tokens. So there's no other space, so they've had to go in there. I'm sure the idea is that you might put them in a dice bag maybe. I mean, I know it's not a dice bag, I know it's for the intruders, but if you put them in a dice bag, if that's not flat, it won't go in the box anyway. So that's what I've done for that. There is a little bit of space in here which says, if we can see that, empty space for sleeved cards. But that's where I'm keeping my tokens for the co-op campaign book, because there's no space for that in the box either. I can tell you that whilst there's plenty of width for extra cards and that kind of thing, especially for these smaller cards, they are such a tight wedge into this compartment in terms of the length of them, so that the area here and here, that you're not going to be able to sleeve them. I don't think you're going to be able to sleeve them anyway. I don't think there's enough space top and bottom to handle any capacity, because I know that most sleeves do have a bit of wiggle room at the top. These ones, I think there's a tiny bit of room, but I think it's still going to be very, very close. So it may be the case that when anyone who did buy sleeves for this game, I think there's Nemesis sleeves for it, it may be that those sleeves fit the actual card itself with no extra space at the top. But anyway, so I thought I'd show you that. Other than that, everything fits fine. Actually going through the punching of the board and that kind of thing, the board quality is very good. The card stock is very good. I didn't have any issues at all punching, so no problems there. And really, the variety of different options and pieces within the game is quite incredible. I think you could play this game a whole bunch of times and not kind of see the same thing twice. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. So there you go. So that is Nemesis. I know it was a long one. It took us a long time to get there, but I think it's worth it. I've been really looking forward to this game, and I'm really pleased for the most part with the results. A few little issues with some models here and there, but that's absolutely fine. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, please let me know why. I'm always looking to improve my videos and make things better, so if you can help me do that, I would really appreciate it. A big thank you to all my subscribers and people who leave comments and that kind of thing. I really, really appreciate it, and yeah, and thanks for taking the time to do that. So I shall leave it at that, but thank you guys. I'm going to have a solo game of this tonight, and if you're interested in seeing a review or anything like that, let me know and I will consider doing it. See you later.